Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, April 1st, and it's approximately 8:05 in the morning. I just left Advance, picked up all the stuff I needed for the week. I'm now pulling up to AutoZone in the back of the store here and gonna pick up all the stuff I need from here. And then we're gonna head on to our first job. We've got 8 jobs today. Not really sure what all of them are at the moment, but the first one is an oil change and the AC does not work. So let me get into AutoZone, get that stuff, and I'll meet you at the job. All right, so first job. This is the one AC wasn't blowing. I didn't show it to you because I just hopped in the car to move it. Gave that blower motor a smack and that thing came on. I'm gonna double check the connector on it, but outside of that, it should just need a blower motor. We do an oil change real quick, and then we're gonna head on to the next job. All right, so I just finished up that Subaru. That's the oil change and the blower motor I had to order, which I ordered it already and sold it. So I need to make a note that I have to get her scheduled. And now I've got phone calls and text messages. So I had two people text on Facebook. One wants me to call them. The other one, the guy says, have a 2004 F-150 Heritage, rear wheel drive, need both front control arms and lower ball joints replaced. Is this something you're interested in? If so, price on labor. So I asked a question on that. So right here, I said, yes, we do that type of work. Are you trying to supply your own parts? So now I'm going to tell him, no, we don't do that job. He says, yes, I will have Moog replacement, live in Pine Ridge, can also be a parts runner if needed. No, this isn't a job for me. So we're going to tell him that. Unfortunately, we do not do jobs where customers supply their own parts, period. Or their own inspections, period. If you'd like us to do any type of work for you, we need to come out, inspect the vehicle first, shake down the entire front end, and do a proper front end inspection. Once we have the answers from the inspection, we can give you a proper estimate for repairs, period. Every job that we supply the customer with parts and labor, we offer a 2-year, 24,000 mile parts and labor warranty, period. If that's something you'd like to do, we would need to put you on our schedule so we can come out and inspect the vehicle. I suspect he's probably not going to want that, but you never know. So I do need to make a phone call. Yes, hi, this is Ben with 3T's Mobile.
Yes, hi, this is Connie. How are you?
Good. How are you? What can we help you with?
Well, I've got a 2007 Jeep Patriot, and I've been having issues with the starter. For one, I know for sure it's one of the issues is the starter. And I think there's something with the alternator, like it kept draining my battery and whatnot. So I don't know if it's the alternator also, but I also need to have, get in. I also need to have a, what's it called? The window motor put back in on the passenger side.
Okay. Has it been taken out?
Yeah, my nephew took it out and then wedged it with 2 pieces of wood because the motor just quit one day and it was down.
Okay, so the regulator assembly had broken on it then.
Well, I have all the parts and everything in the back of the Jeep. Everything is there.
Okay. So as far, I can tell you right now, as far as you having a starter and alternator problem, we would have to diagnose the car.
Okay.
I don't know what the issues are you're actually having, but if you're having a battery that's continually dying, could it be an alternator? Maybe, but if the battery light's not coming on while you're driving or anything like that, you may have some type of parasitic draw in the vehicle that needs to be chased down and diagnosed. but we would have to come out and diagnose the vehicle, and you may have 2 separate problems, so you may be on the hook for 2 separate diagnostic fees. I won't know until we come out and actually see the car. To do that, you'd have to get on my schedule, and it's $115 for us to come out to your home. We diagnose whatever subsystems need to be diagnosed. If you have one problem that leads to both fixes, fine. If you have 2 separate concerns, we need to determine that and figure out what's going on. Everything we do, we offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty on parts and labor that we provide to you, and we stand behind our diagnosis 100%.
Right. Okay, so just having you come out to the house is $115?
To diagnose the car. It's to show up, it doesn't cost money. It's for me to come out and spend time diagnosing your car to actually tell you what it is to fix it.
Okay.
So there's there's not a travel fee or anything like that. It's all encompassed. It's one fee for us to come out, find out what's going on with it. If the car starts and runs fine, and we test your alternator and the alternator's good, we would have to do a parasitic draw test on the vehicle. If the vehicle's not starting, we need to talk with you, get the information, and find out why you're saying it's a starter or why you're saying it's an alternator, so we can actually determine what direction.
The battery is dead and it's not even starting.
Okay.
And it's been sitting in my daughter's driveway for, since October.
Okay, that's all that information that we need. So definitely you got some real serious stuff going on, but we would get that information more when we come out and actually see the car, if the agreed upon price is okay with a customer. But if it's at your daughter's house, we kind of need you there, or someone that has information on the car, so that way we can ask questions.
Yeah, I got your information from my daughter. You came out and fixed her caravan.
I got you. Okay.
The door and her AC, I believe it was.
That's fine. Where does she live? Who is she? Okay.
Off of Sandstone Avenue?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I run a schedule, and if it's been down this long, then we'll definitely, shouldn't be a reason why we can't schedule you for next week if the cost is okay with you for the initial diagnostic fee.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely fine.
Okay. So do me a favor, inside the message that you sent us on Facebook, text me wherever the car is. You said it's at your daughter's house, so text me her address. And then when I work on my schedule on Friday, I'll give you a call back or a text back here on this number and get with you on time frames for next week to see if you could be available to meet me there.
Well, like I said, I'm here 5 days a week.
Okay, you're at her house 5 days a week.
Yeah, I'm at her house because I watched the baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not a problem. So just text me that inside the message, and I will be glad to put you onto that schedule.
Okay, great. Thank you, hon. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye. All right, well, let me back this gigantic trailer in. Hopefully that turns out to be something, but it's been down a long time. That thing could have a ton of other issues. We have no idea. So anyway, I am at my second job, which is a big Ford bus. Not a bus, but like a transit bus type thing, where like they haul people, but they haul dogs. They do dog training. This one blew a spark plug out of the head. You know, it tears the threads out. So we need to go retap the head and put a Healy coil in, Loctite it, and then throw a spark plug and a coil in it and just make sure everything's gonna be all right. So I'm gonna finish backing this thing up and I'll meet you guys there. Okay, new plug. This is our fixer threads. So we got our tap, our swedge, and a new Healy coil. So that's what it'll be. And then it's got the little grooves here. So when you put this down in, you put this on and then smack it, and it cuts into the head, so it holds on. And we'll put some Loctite on it, and we'll be good to go. So this is how much I don't pay attention to the stuff I have. I just showed you that kit that I opened up. Look what I just found in all my stuff. Here's another kit. Here's another bunch of 5 helicoils. Here's another kit. So, am I the only person that does that? Where you have a million of the same thing and then you forget and order more? So here's another tap. This is the one I was looking for because it has a extension hole in the back instead of this one. This one doesn't have a hole for an extension, so I don't want to use that one because I don't like it. So anyway, just wanted to show you. I'm gonna go do this and get this thing done. Okay, I gotta get in there. And that wee bit little hole back there. Can't see it. It's behind this plug. I gotta get in there. Yep, pretty dirty. Well, that's as best as I could get you to show it to you, but it's perfectly clean in there. Looks good. So we're gonna go ahead and put that helicoil in, and I nearly just had a heart attack because there was a fucking mouse in there and it just stuck its face at me. Freaked me out. Okay, new coil is in, new plug and everything is in, NGK right there. So we're gonna go ahead and start this thing up real quick. Make sure it's all right. And hope little mouse rat dude doesn't come running out at me. Got a heck of a misfire. There it goes, it's clearing up. All right, I'm gonna put everything back together and test drive this, and then I'm gonna get out of here and get to the next job, so I'll see you then. All right, bus is done. Test drive was fine. They got a rodent in there, so they need to watch out for that because they're about to go on a trip, and that thing could make their trip a living nightmare if they don't get him out of there. He chews on stuff. But it's 10:20, and we're heading on to job 3. Which is just an oil change and a belt. But the belt is one of those stupid stretch belts. It's a 2021 Silverado, Tahoe. I have the tools for the stretch belt, and I hate doing it because I feel like it's gonna break something every single time I put those damn belts on. But anyway, oil change and a belt. Let's go get this done. Oil change is done. I gotta put the belt on real quick. Hopefully it's the right belt. So I gotta kind of measure it up first, make sure it's the right one before I cut this one off. Jeepers. Come on, buddy. You're almost there. Okay, gotcha. You little bastard. Okay, got it. Hoobada, hoobada. Give me my tool back, please. Okay. That one worked out well. All right, Tahoe done. Now we are headed to our 4th job of the day, which I believe is a Hyundai but it's a brake job, so that'll be nice and quick and simple, good paying. All right, we're here at the brake job, but Facebook has gone off a bunch and I gotta go answer some text messages before I go out there and get going. Okay, let's see. Okay, the guy earlier that said he had his parts, all he said was thanks. I appreciate your quick response. No problem. If you need anything, please let us know. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, so this is a customer of ours who wants us to come out and do a brake check. Intermittently, his wife has this noise in her brakes, and they've never had me look at it yet, but it looks like they want me to. He's taking a, okay, second. All right, go back to Facebook. Okay, can you give me an estimate on some work I need done on my vehicle, a Ford 500. I live in Inverness, need done battery install, oil change, tire change, has a flat, some gaskets looked at, brakes done all around. I don't give estimates out over the phone. If you'd like estimates for proper repairs, we would need to come out and analyze your vehicle and find out exactly what's going on, period. I don't do tires, period, so you'd have to take that somewhere else, period. And then this one here. All right, brake job is done. On to the next one. This is a Jeep, I think, a Compass, I think, or right, I don't know what the freak it is. It's some car that has a check engine light and needs to be diagnosed for something. We'll figure it out when we get there. Okay, so that was a Jeep Wrangler with a 3.6 Pennstar piece of junk. He has a code PO6DD for oil pressure sender stuck off or something, I think it was. I don't remember. We didn't do any diagnosis because I told him straight off the bat the oil cooler is leaking all over the place, and he's about 2,000 miles overdue on oil change. You need to start with at least getting the proper oil change done, because the sticker in the window from the tire place that did it here in our town put the wrong oil in it, the wrong oil weight according to the sticker. I don't know what the hell's in there. Dipstick barely has anything on the dipstick, so he needs to start with an oil change first. He agreed with that, so we're gonna get back out tomorrow or the day after or next week, I don't know, if he decides to actually do it. But they need an oil change to start off with, and then he needs to do that oil cooler if the engine is okay and he didn't destroy anything. So that's it. We're on the way to our, I don't know what number I'm on anymore. I think it's our 5th or 6th job now. Let's take a quick look at our schedule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yes, we're on our way to our 6th job now. Let's go check that out. All right, I'm here at the next job, which is a Honda CR-V. This customer, I don't remember what the problem is with the vehicle. We're about to find out again, but they had called last week and they said that somebody that they know works at a GMC dealership in Eustis or something like that, and they bought all their parts on Rock Auto and they put them in the car. Oh, this is what it is. It says, I have a scanner and showing the same thing as before, replacing as before, and they were replacing the mass airflow sensor and the upstream and downstream O2 sensors. And now she said she doesn't feel safe driving the car. I told her that we need to come out and diagnose it. More than likely, they got a bunch of junk parts, and there's a possibility that they are going to have to replace the old parts or the new parts with the old parts so we can properly diagnose the car. I don't know if she has them, so I don't know how far we're going to get on this. But if I get into it and find that this is going to be something with the new parts they put in are trash and are all skewed, we're going to have to deal with that. she's gonna have to pay for that too and put the old parts back in the car. So let's go talk to her and see what we got going on and see if we can make a video out of this. All right, so Honda Civic, just the diagnosis is done. So I'll give you a little insight on that one. I don't know if I am going to show you anything in the editing of this or not, but they come to find out they got two O2 sensors put in and then a mass airflow sensor put in at different times. I don't know if they're the same person that did it or not, but let me look up my address where I got to go next. Okay. This is not the way I want to go. All right. So, Honda CR-V, I think it's a 2009. But, so come to find out that she was down in Eustis somewhere at a GMC dealer, and the GMC dealer, that dude's sleeping in his truck. The GMC dealer allowed one of their technicians to do work on the side and diagnosed this car, and maybe he did it right. I don't know, because I don't know the original problem. I don't know. This is not the fucking way to go. I was not paying attention. Son of a monkey. Oh, frickety fuck. He could have diagnosed it right. I have no idea. But the dealership allowed a technician to diagnose a car and then proceed to tell the customer to go ahead and buy their parts on Rock Auto and come back and they'll do it on the side. What the fuck? Like, I get side work, you know, we all got to start somewhere, but jeepers, man, like at your job, at the dealership, you wonder why everyone gets a bad name in this industry, because dumb shit like this happens daily. Fuck. If I had hair, I'd pull on it, but I don't have any freaking hair. Anyway, I told her, I talked her through everything. The mass airflow sensor is not sending anything out. There's no voltage coming out of the mass airflow. I tested all the voltage in and the ground in. All of that is perfect. It can hold a little bit of a load. I put a small bulb on it and it's fine. Or the voltage is fine. I even unplugged the connector and jumped in between the two just to make sure I wasn't having a pin fitment issue or anything like that. No, it's fine. There's nothing wrong in that aspect of it at all. So where we stand right now is she needs to get a mass airflow sensor and get it put in so we can start getting some voltage coming out. Because right now it's got zero voltage coming out. The motor is running extremely lean and it doesn't know what to do, so it's just dumping fuel into the engine because they got no mass airflow reading. So I don't know. So I told her, man, that lawn looks beautiful. Anyway, distracted again. Man, that really does look good. It's some St. Augustine, like I'm in South Florida again, right? And then you got this one. What the fuck? Distraction. My brain is stupid sometimes. Sorry, guys. But anyway, either way, we need to get a mass airflow put in there so we can confirm that there's nothing else wrong with the car. Because right now, the mass airflow is just garbage. And all right, we're pulling up to our second to last customer of the day. I think this is number 7. This is the one that has the issue with the brake lights. All right, so that's it on that Chevy Traverse. There's a blown fuse for the stop lamp, and the only thing on the circuit is the stop lamps. It's not blowing right now, so there's obviously no short in it at the moment. I did advise that customer that it could happen again if it wasn't just a faulty fuse. But there is a chance that it's going to blow it again because it blew for a reason, and right now it's not. So if they ever have a problem, they can give us a call and we'll chase it down if the fault is present. But it is 3:36 right now, and I'm headed to my 8th job, which is a job I already started looking at. I don't know where the parts are. Last week, it's a Honda Accord. Actually, this is the broken piece of it right here. You'll see a full video on it soon, but this is blown. All right, so the fuse didn't blow. there's a bazillion things on the circuit. I originally thought maybe that when I was looking at it, I assumed it was just the starter that was on that circuit when it was in the start position. I'm wrong. But that doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter that I'm wrong that it wasn't on there because the fuse didn't blow, so it doesn't matter what it's doing either way. The car's running, so I suspect it'll probably blow again and we'll have to chase it. So that's 2 fuses that are blown back to back of each other that we will eventually need to deal with one day, because I'm sure they're going to blow again. But all right, y'all, so I got cleaned up. Just kind of going over everything here. I've only got 2. I take that back. I have no estimates to do today. That's good. But I have all this paperwork and invoices from AutoZone in advance to input into TechMetric. I need to do that. I need to call AutoZone real quick and find out when my part is coming in for my blower motor for that job this morning. And outside of that, I was supposed to do an estimate for that Honda CR-V, but the lady texted and said she got back in touch with Rock Auto and that part is under warranty, so she's probably going to go with that. I told her that's fine, but she'd have to install it herself. So let me call AutoZone real quick.
Hey, man, what's happening?
Hey, man. That blower motor I ordered this morning, when will that show up?
Let me see where I'm getting it from. Because I thought it was going to be here. Let me see something.
I thought it was Tampa, but...
Hey, Ben, I think it's here already.
It's there?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Let me check the number. Seven 6902. Yeah, it's here already, Ben.
Okay, cool. Just throw it on the shelf and I will pick it up tomorrow.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, so that blower motor is in, so that means I need to go and put her on the schedule for tomorrow and get that done. That's Connie samples. Okay, so let's text her and tell her the part is here. The blower motor is here. So I will be to you tomorrow in the afternoon sometime. I don't have an exact time at the moment, but I will let you know. Right now it's approximately between 1 and 3. Okay. And then I got some other parts showed up today for a job tomorrow. A strut that I ordered from GM. And that's really about it. Okay, so let's go look at some numbers here. And then I'll get back to my work on putting all the information in. All right, so that's my schedule, obviously, for the week. So here's the reports. We're gonna go to end of day. We don't want the month, we want today. Well, that's the month, but. So there is your numbers for today. Let me zoom in a little. I did 8 jobs today, but there's only 7 closed as of right now, so I'm waiting on another one to close real quick. You can't see that, I just realized, so right there. So 7 jobs I did today. So we did a total of $1,170.32 for the day, which is only $30 off what I typically try to do in a day, but we're still waiting for the other ticket to close. I don't know how much it is. I think it's only like 100 and something bucks. But at least we hit our goal for the day. Now, tomorrow's a different story. We're going to do a lot tomorrow. But to finish off today, we had a 67% profit margin on that and effective labor rate of 111.58. So not too bad of a day. RO sales are low because most of our jobs today were diagnostic jobs and there's no part sales on that. So obviously the average Ferraro will be much lower. So all in all, not a terrible, horrible day. It was actually it's a moderate, easy day. I was out pretty late though. 4:30 is when I got back to the house. That's fine. I don't care. I mean, it is what it is. We did the money we needed to do, so we got 2 more days to make up a good amount for this week, because this week we're only at $17.89 for the week. So that means I need to do what? About $3,200 the next 2 days. And I think I'll do that the way I have everything set up, the amount of repairs that I have to do. We should be able to do that. So that's really about it. That was our day. Today's Tuesday. And let me know if anyone actually is watching the entire thing through. Leave a comment and tell me you made it all the way through. I'm curious to see if someone actually makes it through these entire videos for these ride-alongs like this, because it's a lot of work to do. If people want to watch it, awesome. If they don't, hey, just trying to show what we're doing above anybody else and that what it takes to really run a company like this. So that's really about it. I appreciate y'all. Leave some comments below. Want to hear your feedback, what you would do different, or, what you would like to see. I don't mind recording different things. So let me know. I'll talk to y'all later. See you.